Welcome, everyone. Tuesday means it's Mitch livestream day, and I am here. Let me know if you are here. I know it's since I've just started streaming, nobody's going to be here right off the bat, but that's okay. Today is review day. We are going to look at some stuff. Hoping I have not yet received an email from anyone who is looking for a campaign review. But trust me, eventually what you're going to want is a campaign review. And yes, I know, I'm hard, I'm tough, I am brutal sometimes when it comes to doing campaign reviews. And I'm just over here checking to see if I'm actually live streaming. Restream says I am, so I'm just totally checking everything to make sure everything's working the way I think it should be working. And I see people are starting to pop in, so it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let me know who's here, if you don't mind popping into the chat, and I'll acknowledge you by saying hi. Hi! But I am, frankly, kind of brutal, and I wish more people would be brutal with me. I have had, actually, several pieces of good feedback recently, and I appreciate that, just like I think you do appreciate that. Hard, tough love sometimes is very helpful if you can get past the emotion of somebody saying that your stuff could use a little work. Now, I happen to know that my stuff could use a little work because we're all growing, we're all learning, we're all finding ways of doing things better as we go. Then the key, of course, is to just get started, right? Of course, you just want to get started. So what am I talking about here? For those of you who may not know me yet, my name is Mitch Onger. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, where it rained like crazy last night. And I am a little bit wacky this morning because I've spent the last 2 hours dealing with a leak that we have never had in our roof before, which is not good. I don't like, here's the story. I was walking to the bathroom earlier. It was probably about, it's 9 o'clock my time. It was probably about 6:30-ish, going to the bathroom. I drink a lot of water in the mornings, make a lot of trips to the bathroom, and I walked through some water. Now, it's kind of dark in the house at that time. All the people are sleeping. My wife's asleep. The kids are asleep. The young adults are asleep, and you don't usually, I was barefoot, didn't have my socks or shoes on or slippers or anything else yet, and I'm barefoot, and lo and behold, I walked through a puddle on the tile, and I'm like, there's not supposed to be a puddle there. And it was a big enough puddle, you can feel it when you walk through it. It was a big enough puddle that it wasn't, we have 3 cats, and it wasn't like a cat puddle. It was bigger. I know there's not supposed to be water there. Let's see, Facebook user popped in. Dodge those drips. Let's see if I can figure out who that is. I suspect it's coming through. It's Steve Hogland. Good morning, Steve. Steven. It's Stephen Hogland. He's over in my Thank You Page Magic Facebook group, and for whatever reason, those Facebook names aren't coming through. So anyway, what I ended up doing was spending unexpected time walking around the house looking for leakage, finding out where it's coming from. I think it's coming through the joint where the upstairs meets the downstairs roof. I think that's where it's coming from, but I also found some other spots in the basement that have a little bit of water trouble. I found out that the drain that the neighbors have was clogged, so the water wasn't. Anyway, it was a big mess, so I am way kind of disjointed behind today, so I appreciate your patience on that. What a mess. And I just got a shower, by the way. It's been lightning so much through this. The rain's still been coming through. I just now got a shower because I was born and raised in Florida, and my mom and dad taught me you don't ever get in the shower when there's lightning in the area. It's kind of like being in the pool, right? So if lightning were to strike nearby, it goes through the water really easily, and so I don't get in the shower. I don't get the tub when there's lightning nearby. So I just finally got the opportunity to get that done too. So I'm all out of whack. I mean, I just literally walked from the shower, put my clothes on, and here we are a few minutes late. So thank you for being here. The goal of the day, and again, I'm smiling, snickering because I was hoping to be a little bit more prepared this morning. But I don't have any campaigns that were sent to me. Let me just triple check the email process, just to be sure that I didn't get anything sent to me. Because I did send out an email yesterday looking for anybody that was wanting a review. And I don't see any. I don't see any in there. I'm looking in the spam folders and everything. Anyway, all right. If you did send me something and I don't think I saw it, please let me know. I will fix that and send you a review. But I do have something that I want to cover today. Now, typically what I am doing when I do campaign reviews, and they started many years ago, right? So I started to tell you, back way up. So those of you who don't know me, Thank You Page Magic is my domain. And I got distracted when I said I live in St. Louis and I started talking about the rain. Thank You Page Magic is something that may strike you as unusual or different, or you might even scratch your head and go, well, I'm not exactly sure what that is, Mitch, but I'm going to show you an example from somebody who is doing it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up extracting that as a case study. Now, why am I talking about that? I have started a membership that I call the Mitch Magic membership because I don't have a better name for it yet. I'm trying to come up with potentially a better name, and I've mentioned before that there might be a contest where you talk about the naming, but the idea will be that all of the live streams that I do will be collected in one spot. There will be case studies, which will not be broadcast anywhere else. There will be some training that will not be available everywhere else. And it will be something that you will want to be in. And of course, all of that is stored in what's called a Searchy Hub. And if you don't know about Searchy yet, you should. Searchy is a great tool for storing video content. And the reason it's different than YouTube and Twitch and Vimeo and those kind of places is that all of the content stored in my Searchy account is 100% searchable down to the word. Nobody's thought about that before, and it's starting to become, I found another website that does it. It's starting to become a little bit more in vogue, so to speak. But what I'm able to do with Searchy is to create a search engine of content that you have access to. And by every word, I mean what Searchy does is you upload a video. It can automatically import videos from a variety of places if you want it to automatically do that. But you upload a video somehow, and Searchy transcribes that and creates a searchable database such that if you wanted to, for example, and I've used this word before, it's spelled Penguin, but I used that in an earlier example, but I don't want to say it here because then both places would show up, right? That's a little small animal that's black and white and it lives in the cold place. Waddles around, has little tiny arms, right? So, the cool thing is that most people have never thought about having down to the word level searchable content. right behind my head in that cabinet right there is all of my family history videos. All the videos I shot when my kids were young. And what I've done is I've taken those videos and digitized them and put them in a family library. Now, the struggle with those things, and I know I'm getting a little distracted from the reviews part, but I am so excited about Searchy because the idea is different, right? So if you think about all those family videos, it's very hard, unless you have this incredible index that you built as you were recording them of every piece of content. It's kind of hard to go back and find things because you don't know which tape it's on. Well, the family can go, hey, do you remember that story where Maddie was talking about, my daughter, was talking about dollars and quarters? Well, I can search for dollar and find that exact spot in that video, and we can replay it for everybody. It's amazeballs. And that's what my membership is going to have. If you happen to miss a live stream, or if you send me a question and I answer it on the live stream and I mention your name, you can go in and search for your name and get exactly to that spot. Now, Stephen Hogland's got a problem because I mentioned his name multiple times. But he will find all the different places where I've mentioned his name, and they will be able to search for those. And if I answer a question, or if he wants to get back to one funny thing I said about him or me or whatever, you can get in and search that. So that's going to be one of the major assets of that database. And so if you're interested, right now, I am having a founders level membership launch. It's going to be $27 a month. If you go to thankyoupagemagic.com/MitchMagic, or if you use your little scan code, and dang it, I didn't fix that. Oopsie, Mitchy. You didn't fix that. Then I was going to try to get some sounds, right? Uh-oh, where is it?
Danger, danger.
Danger, danger. Anyway, that scan code, I think, is broken if you decide to try to scan that. But you can just go to thankyoupagemagic.com/MitchMagic and get right to that and join right now. That $27 a month is locked in for life. You stick with me, $27 a month is all you're going to pay for all of that content. Any of the case studies, any of the special videos I do, any of the bonus training, it will be yours for the small price of $27 a month. And I believe it will be well worth that. It will eventually be $97 a month to be a member. Now, that's down the road. All right, let's get to, does anybody who's watching have a live campaign right now? By the way, I've also, if you're interested, I now have a Discord server where we can come in and chat. I have a group of people that recently I've been talking to people off and on around the world, and I found 5 or 6 people that are building kind of like hacks or third-party additions to what UpViral can do, and we've built a little community, but there's also going to be part of the membership. And there's a free section, so there's going to be multiple places on the Discord server. But if you want to go there, and I didn't create a pretty slide for it yet, but you can go to thankyoupagemagic.com/chat invite. That's CHATINVITE, and you can come over and join us, no charge. And if you are building some hacks, if you are using things like the UpViral API, or Zapier, or PHP, or Python, or any of those kind of tools, and you want to get into the hackers chat, let me know. Because that's in a different subgroup, a different channel in the Discord server. Whew. Now, I've been distracted for way too long. Does anybody that's watching right now, of the small community that's watching right now, have a campaign, whether it's an UpViral contest or not? I typically have been doing in the past. See, I get so distracted. What I started doing 5, 6, 7 years ago was doing these live streams periodically, and I would do campaign reviews. And typically those are of contests because UpViral has promoted for forever that they're a contest tool. if you've been around with me, and I know Stephen Hogland has, I'm promoting much more than that now, right? You can use these tools, whether it's UpViral or Gleam or Viper. And I heard something about Viper just yesterday in the new Discord chat, which I haven't yet checked out, that apparently they are now tracking sales. And if that's true, I need to go check that out because it's something we've wanted UpViral to do forever. But the goal of using these tools is to enhance your existing funnels. And by funnel, I mean someplace where somebody opts in or buys something, and then you take them to one or many more pages. Those are funnels. We're not talking about email funnels. One of my Movers Mastermind members is constantly thinking of a email sequence as a funnel, which is, obviously, you could say that. But typically what I'm talking about is a funnel of web pages. The idea being you get a whole bunch of people at the top and you filter them down to the multiple pages. ClickFunnels is a great example of a tool like that. The joy of UpViral is that you can use UpViral's opt-in and thank you pages as a funnel. It's a 2-page funnel. You can do that for lead magnets. You can do that for webinars. You can do that any place where you want to collect somebody's name and then give them something or sell them something or whatever. The joy of UpViral, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that because that's not what I wanted to say. The joy of Thank You Page Magic. I've thought about saying the magic of Thank You Page Magic, but that's kind of redundant, right? The joy of Thank You Page Magic is that on the thank you page, what we are doing is we were doing something that nobody else is teaching. We are asking the person who just opted in or just signed up for your free thing, your webinar, whatever, to share with others. And I'm going to show you an example of that is out there in the wild. I found this morning. We're going to do sort of a little mini case study. We're going to analyze what's going on in place of doing a review because this is a well-known funnel hacker, a well-known person in the business. And we're going to look at what she's doing, but we're also going to find out that she has discovered the magic of the thank you page. And she is inviting people to do sharing. And I'm going to show you how that happens. Now, again, if some of you are brand new, and I believe that there are plenty of people in the world who don't know what I'm really talking about yet, but that's why we're going to go through this example today, this case study. The reason this person is doing it, and we're talking about Amy Porterfield, if you happen to know who that is, that's a big name in the industry of businesses, right? Entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. A lot of people know Amy Porterfield, but what you're going to discover is that on the thank you page, she has realized that there's a value in asking you to share, which is the thing that UpViral does in the biggest way, right? UpViral automates that process. Now, Amy's not doing it to the extent of UpViral or Gleam or any of these other tools. She's doing it in the way that I teach in the webinars and stuff that I do, where you can do it manually. And the question, of course, is why? Why would you ask somebody to share? Well, of course, there's just the joy of sharing, right? But imagine somebody that joins Amy Porterfield's world, or joins my world, or joins your world as an entrepreneur. You want to have more impact, right? You want to have more sales. And typically what we're doing is doing Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff, which is, by the way, where I found her promotion this morning. Facebook ads. But when you get to the point where you've decided to opt in, the simple ask of saying, hey, by the way, Stephen Hogland, you just joined my funnel. I bet you know somebody else who'd be interested in this. You're an entrepreneur. I bet you know other people. So the simple ask is, hey, would you share this? Would you invite somebody else that could benefit from what I'm sharing? This applies to your business. Tom Matson taught me, always be thinking, how does this apply to me? And if Amy Porterfield's doing it, who's a big name, why shouldn't you be doing it? Why aren't you doing it? Why isn't anybody else teaching this? Now, I have some other examples. There will be other case studies, and the members in the membership will be getting access to those case studies. But we're going to walk through this here in just a second. I'm going to get a quick sip of water. Any questions? Those of you who are here, Stephen, anybody else? Feel free to ask questions. If I haven't yet explained anything, let me rephrase that. I haven't yet explained what we're going to look at in enough detail, you're welcome to ask questions. I happily answer questions. Seeing none, we're gonna process right on through to this example. First, I want to make sure we're in the right place. Okay, no questions. Everybody's good. And again, feel free to interrupt me. So what we're going to look at is this promotion, which started with a Facebook ad from Amy Porterfield. And we're going to look at her ad. We're going to look at her opt-in page. We're going to look at her sharing page. And we're going to see how she is applying the Thank You Page Magic foundation of doing a simple ask for a share in her thank you page. So this is a live example. I just found it this morning. I know Amy has done it before, so I was kind of keen to see if this particular funnel, so this is like the second or third funnel I have seen that she's doing that is doing this process. So what I'm setting the foundation for you here is that we're going to be looking at the basics. And maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into, let's see if I figure out where the heck I put it. That's not where I want to be. Dang it. I thought it was in there. It's not in there. Let me go back to... darn it. I thought I was going to get there really fast, but I haven't looked at this lately. So anyway. So what I'm trying to say, I apologize. What I'm trying to say is that there's two phases in Thank You Page Magic. That I'm going to boil it down to that. There's the manual way and there's the automated way. And what I encourage people to do, like if you come to one of my webinars, I show you exactly what we're going to look at in Amy Porterfield's example here, but I show you the value of doing this, why you want to be doing it, and how you can do it, all in a manual way. And the value is, just as a quick summary, putting people onto your email list is important. It's your number one asset in your business, not something that any Facebook or social media tool can take away. But when you ask Betty, who opted in, to refer other people, and Paula joins because Betty said, hey, Paula, you should do this, Paula is like 4 times more likely to buy because that authority from Betty said, hey, Mitch is a good guy, or Amy Porterfield's a good person, and you should potentially look at this. So Paula's going to be more likely to buy. She's going to be more likely to spend more money with you. She's a very valuable resource to your business and something that is completely untapped in today's world. But Amy's figured it out. Stu McLaren's figured it out. All their people have started figuring out. And I'm going to start showing you more examples. All right. And then we're going to try to do a review after that. But let's go. Get back over here. We go to here. And my camera goes out of focus. There it goes. All right, this is the Facebook ad, and that is an old comment. Sorry. That is not a comment from today's live stream. Amy, I saw this ad in my Facebook timeline. Introducing 7 places to share your lead magnet to grow your email list with quality leads. Now, Stephen and everybody that's here, you are obviously very interested in doing this, right? This is the same kind of stuff, and I'm going to, well, I'll share that in just a second. So this, it's right there on the screen. I will share that in the chat. Hopefully you see that on your side of the world. But that's the URL that she posts in this Facebook ad. In it, she says, I'm going to show you 7 strategic places you probably haven't considered yet to share the lead magnet you've already created to bring in more leads without having to create more content. Now, this is exactly what appealed to me. I read this and I'm like, okay, I'm in. I got to have that. Right? Now, part of the reason I said, well, hey, if Amy's discovered some traffic sources that I'm not aware of that I can potentially teach, then was there some sort of psychological thing going on there that I can share with people, then maybe I should know about it. Now, I know of a lot of traffic sources, right? And maybe she's found some that I haven't found yet. So if you go to that link, we'll go to the next tab, which is the page that she has at that link. Now, there's this free guide on the left-hand side. So what we're doing is we're doing sort of an analysis of this page. Now, I'm likely not to be able to tell Amy Porterfield that her page stinks, because she knows a lot more than I potentially do. Now, I know a lot about the thank you page, but she probably knows a lot more about the opt-in because she's making a lot of money doing this. But I also want you to recognize, I was reading something, and I don't remember who I saw it from yesterday, about people skimming. People skim pages, they don't necessarily read your entire page anymore. And in this case, notice that Amy's got some highlighting going on and some bolding going on. And the article that I'm going to turn my cursor thing on, my Pro Mouse, so that, oh, and you can't see that. I keep forgetting you can't see that in some areas. I don't know why. Anyway, the article was talking about breaking up your text and highlighting text because there are people skimming. And so what I noticed when I saw this morning is I noticed these sections like share your lead magnet that is kind of underlined or highlighted with a highlighter. Notice this is bolded. Notice there's some bold going on down here. There's italics. There's arrows telling you where to go so your eye follows that. So pay attention to what Amy's doing here. We are in the mode of trying to find out what is working for other people, right? Now, don't forget, by the way, that your opt-in should immediately address the pain point, right? We talk about that a lot when we do campaign reviews. Talk about the pain point. Why would I pay attention to Amy's message if I don't resonate with it? And what she's doing is, in the first statement, to grow your email list with quality leads. God, that's what I want. As a business owner, I'm struggling getting more quality leads, right? That's typically what a business owner might say. And then she's got this simple 7 places to share your lead magnet. Well, I got a lead magnet. I'm trying to get new leads. Yes, this resonates with me. If you're not paying attention to the headlines and the pain points and addressing those kind of things, you're missing the point. In this free guide, I'm sharing 7 strategic places to leverage the lead magnet you've already created. So yeah, I've already got one, right? She's telling me she recognizes that. She's probably already done that. Bring in more leads without having to create more content. Now, I'm not going to try to review her entire page, but there's some goodness going on here. Grab your free guide, 7 places to share. So she's reiterating the title, right? It's the same thing. And notice those underlines if you saw that. As I scrolled out and I come back, those underlines are grabbing your attention. I love those. 7 places, first name, email, phone number is optional. And under here it says, by providing your phone number, you agree to receive automated promotional message. It isn't a condition of purchase. You may receive up to 6 per month. Data rates may apply. Reply stopped, unsubscribed. So really tiny, small print, but she has at least told you that she's asking for a phone, but the reason she's asking for it, and it is entirely optional, is to get some notifications of more cool stuff, right? Now, I'm going to do that in just a second. Step 1, or in this guide, you will learn step 1, step 2, step 3, plus, right? So this is good skimmable stuff. Pay attention to what she's doing here. My list went from 60 people who barely engaged with 1,800 of my dream customers. Donna Park. Really good stuff here. You're too focused and too strapped for time to stay stuck in building, trial, and error. List building, trial, and error. Obviously, you're paying attention to me. Thank you for being here. And you're trying to learn those kind of things from me as well. But let's not try to rip her page to pieces. It's good stuff. I'm going to put in my name because we want to get to the second page, right? I'm going to put in that email address, mitch@thankyouPageMagic.com. I'm not going to put in my phone number because I did that before, but I'm not going to. I've opted in before. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. And then I'm going to click Submit. Now, again, let's pay attention to what she's doing. This is a little bit different than what I expected. And this is the only thing here. Hey, friend, real quick. So I can gauge your starting place. Select a number that best reflects your list size today. Now, isn't that interesting? What she's planning to do with that is to probably segment her audience, right? So if you currently have 0 leads, she is probably going to send you different emails based on that answer. So she is going to take this information and tag you in her autoresponder tools to send you a potentially very different email sequence than if you put 1,000. Now, my list is currently over 1,000, so I'm going to click that. I don't know what it's going to do for me, but I'm going to click continue to get to what I call the thank you page. Now, notice she is celebrating, like I suggest. Oh, yes. And then she says, check your inbox. I like the way this is done. It's like a little, it's an image instead of just being text. And then she says, I just sent 7 places to share your lead magnet your way. Check your inbox. And if you don't see it, check your junk folder. We do not give them their bonus, their opt-in, their lead magnet right here on this page. You got to get them over, and I've talked about this before, to their inbox because you want them to open that email. You want to train them to open your emails. The whole reason you want them on your list is to get them to open your emails. If you give them the free lead magnet right here in a PDF, they're not going to go open their email. They have no reason to go open their email. And if they're really interested in it, and if it happened to end up in spam, they're going to drag it over to the inbox. And she even tells you to check your junk folder. remember, building your list doesn't have to be complicated. So she's telling you this is a simple process. Go get the thing, get the lead magnet. I love all of these words, and I'm going to steal them all. With 7 ways to share a single lead magnet, you're off to a great start, my friend. Notice she's making this very personal. Now, it doesn't have my name on it, but wouldn't it be cool if you could put, "Hey, Mitch," cheering you on always. So she is really laying it on. And this is the kind of stuff that I am really openly encouraging in contests and everything else, because people, you want them to resonate with you, right? When they've opted in, if you just say, "Go check your inbox," and you give them this really boring stuff, they're going to be less likely. But if you are trying to feel friendly and relatable and not spammy to them, they are more likely to open your stuff. Now, there's this section here that says, do you know what your ambition archetype is? Take the, I don't know what that is. The on your terms assessment, this kind of reads a little funny to me. Discover your ambition archetype and create your limitless life and business. Take a free quiz. Now, she is valuing this quiz, right? So it's the first thing on the page. Now, I have struggled with this concept. I have always said only one thing on a page. You want them to take one action. On the opt-in page, the only thing you want to have on your opt-in page is everything it takes to convince them to opt in. In this case, you've opted in and she's told you to go check your email. Good thing. Obviously, I want you to do that first. But then there's this second thing on the thank you page. Now, there must be value in doing this. Of course there is. We know there is. She is asking you to go take a free quiz. I'm going to click on it, and notice it opens in a new window, and it goes to bucket.io. I saw it up here at the top, and then it changed. So she's using Ryan Levesque, right? Am I saying that right? Ryan, yes, you know what I mean. But that whole process is a second thing, and she's opened it in a new window. Some people ask me, well, should I open in a new tab or a new window, or should I just take them somewhere? Well, if you still want them to come back and do something else, and to remember, oh, by the way, yeah, maybe I need to go check my email inbox, always open in a new tab. So she's opening this in a new tab, and I'm not going to go down this path. This is the process that Ryan, he calls it the ask method. I had to think of what he calls it. So he is trying to get more data from you, right? Now, here's the joy that I wanted to get to, and this is where Thank You Page magic is. Share this resource with your friends. Here's where her ask is, outside of Ryan's ask. Share this with your friends. Now, this process down here is the Thank You Page magic joy. This is everything that I want you to do. And you can do all of this stuff down here without investing in other tools. This is a text link, and I'm going to move my little window out of the way, which you can't see. As I roll over this down in my browser bar, and you can't see it because I've cut it off. I'm just checking the window and you guys can't see it. All right. I don't know if I can move it up a little bit. Can I move that up and you see it? If I do this. All right. So yes, you can see it if I do that. Notice this is an SMS tag. It says SMS : ampersand body. This is all sort of HTML stuff. This is not some fancy tool. This is just simply setting up a button with a link on it, and that link is an SMS link, body equals, and so she is doing something. So if I click this, it says amy@redfield.com wants to open this application. I'm going to open messages, and notice down here, which you can't see, you can't see any of this because I haven't shared it. Anyway, Mitch learns a lesson. Basically, what it shows you is that it's opened my Messages app, which I'm on a Mac, and it is taking the text and it's creating a message, and that message I can send to anybody that I happen to know. This email link will do the same. If you see down in the bottom where my face is, Mitchell, sorry. Let me fix this because I wasn't paying attention. Not that. Why is that moving? Because I haven't locked it. Let me lock that. Let me move my face. Why is my face not moving? Because I locked it. Let me unlock my face. All right. Okay. So now as I roll over these things, let me apologize. Do you see down there it says mail to? You can't see the M, but it says mail to : subject equals. Check this out. The one before said SMS : you can see that now when my face is not in the way. Hey friend, blah, blah, blah. So all of that message, all of these things, and this Facebook one will take me over to Facebook and it will share this message. And let me see if I can shrink this a little bit so you can see it. Share on Facebook, free guide, 7 places to share, blah, blah, blah. So this is her Facebook share for this opt-in. So those are 3 different ways, and they're all manual. There is no automation going on here. There's no tracking. Like if Betty Lou opts in for this, or if I opt in for this and I share it with my neighbor Paula, there's no tracking. I'm not getting any credit for any bonuses. No, this tool is not tracking anything. So it's truly manual, right? Truly just a manual request for a share. There's nothing fancy going on here. But that's a freaking cool example, in my opinion, of somebody who is doing thank you page magic without really even understanding that that's what she's doing yet. I've never spoken to Amy. I have spoken to Stu McLaren, by the way, and Stu McLaren's aware kind of what I'm doing. I hope to be talking to his audience in the near future. But this is really important stuff. Amy has realized that a certain percentage of people are going to share. I think she can do more. I think you can do more. But if you really want to just get started, you can find the HTML. In fact, if I had prepared better, if I hadn't been flooded this morning with the rain, I think I would have had this link set up better, because I don't have the URL in front of me, but I wish I did. But it's simple stuff. You can Google how to put an SMS : message on your webpage. It's not hard to find that. You can find how to send an email from my webpage, and it's just a mail to, that's MAILTO : and then that's the tag. It's kind of like an HTML link, right? Because you typically put HTTPS : / right? It's the same kind of thing with the mail to and with the SMS. All of that stuff is the magic. We are asking our people who have just opted in, they may not be comfortable yet sharing it, but those who are will go, oh, well, I know Paula. Paula would love to have this because I know Stephen Hoagland would love to have this because I know blah, 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 right? I know what he's doing. I know he's growing his business. I can share this on Facebook because I know all y'all are interested in this, right? Reminder, those people are more likely to opt in, they're more likely to buy, and they're more likely to spend more money with you than anybody that you bring in with a Facebook ad. That's the joy of Thank You Page Magic. So, now that we've been through that, does anybody have any questions? Do you understand how that worked out? Do you realize what's going on there? I see quite a few of you are here. I appreciate you being here. If you're new to Thank You Page Magic, let me know. If you're old to Thank You Page Magic, I know Stephen, who was here earlier, happens to be a really old guy. No, I don't know. But he's been around and has followed me quite a bit, and I thank you for being here, Stephen. Anybody else? Please give me a shout. Let me know what you think. Let me know whether you're new, whether you've been with me for a while, who you are. That's all I'm going to do today. I was going to try to get into another campaign review, but I think we spent enough time on that I want to just kind of give you respect for your time today. If you aren't aware, I do have this membership that is open. I had to press the right button. I maybe need to make it green or something so that I can find it on my Stream Deck faster. Right now I have a fantastic offer. If you go to thankyoupagemagic.com/MitchMagic, you can get in on my founders launch. Lock in your $27 a month price tag, and you may be scratching your head going, well, I don't know, Mitch. Let me actually go over to that page. I have to type it in myself. I don't have a shortcut yet. Magic. So when you get there, let me turn that off. Let me press the right button. When you get there, this is what you will see. And look, my face is in the way again. Let me put me back in the corner where I belong. What my intention is that in this membership, what we are going to do is we are going to investigate everything in regards to your business and adding things like Thank You Page Magic to your world to help you bring in more leads and have more impact. Now, I am currently doing these live streams. On the first week of the month, we're doing a presentation of some kind. Week 2, the live Q&A. Right now, those are open to the public, but they are going to be members only. The 4th week is also these reviews that we just did, like a case study review. Those are also going to be members only once we get a few members in there and start working on our campaigns. The week 3 presentation will be open to everyone. Now, all of those will be in this new Searchy Hub that I was talking about before, and all of them will be completely searchable. So if you miss one, you can go back and watch the replay. If you want to go back weeks later and you say, well, I remember Mitch talking about Amy Porterfield, let me go back and look at the way she was doing the SMS thing. You can go in and search for SMS, and you'll be able to get right to the video where I said the word SMS. It's amazing technology. We're also going to have the case studies. So the one that I just did on Amy Porterfield will be extracted and put in as a case study. But I have other case studies that are already in the membership, and there will be coming at least one every month, if not more. There is a success group. So if you want to come in and ask questions, I will be answering questions in the success group. There will be a library of other courses that I will be giving out for free eventually to members. And those will be in the library. And of course, the last bullet on there is that all of it, the entire resource vault, is completely searchable so that you can get to all of your answers simply by going into the hub and searching for those things. So that's what's going to be in, let me press the right button. That's what's going to be in, at least at this point in my mind, what's going to be in the membership. And again, my intention is to add so much stuff to that resource library that it's going to be well worth what I consider to be an inexpensive price of $97 a month. But that's down the road. You can lock yourself in today at that price. Let me put that up again. thankyouPageMagic.com/MitchMagic. And that scan code, I don't think, or was it the other one, the newsletter that doesn't work? I think it's the newsletter. I'm going to have to check all of these. That's what the newsletter one is. I think this is the one that's broken. I don't know. Write myself a note. So anybody have any questions before we go? Thumbs up, thumbs down, good, bad, review stuff. Are you mad at me because I didn't actually review a campaign, although I think I did kind of review it? Anything? Anybody? Always happy to get comments or thumbs up, thumbs down. Nobody. I must have bored y'all to tears. Tomorrow, by the way, speaking of schedule, tomorrow is, I just got a comment, so tomorrow is the Bradley and Mitch podcast. We record those live here in the same spot that you're watching right now, if you're watching live. Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern, my Facebook, Bradley's Facebook group, my Facebook group, Twitch, YouTube, all the different places where we are live streaming right now. So, let's see. This is from Steven. Steven says, I don't think that ad works for normal products. It seems to target newbie marketers. In the age of TikTok, most people don't click through several pages or take surveys just to get a free PDF. Average people also don't share stuff with friends, which looks spammy. Can we look at Twitter ads in the future? Absolutely, Stephen. We can go look at Twitter ads. We can look at anything you want to look at. Absolutely. Especially if you have one in mind. I would be glad to dive in and look at anything specific. Anything specific. Now, I tend to disagree with you that, yes, this was specifically created for people who are doing marketing stuff, right? People who have a small business or an entrepreneur that have lead magnets. That's what it's aimed at. That's exactly where she's trying to go. That's her target market. Nothing wrong with that. It works. If it didn't work, Amy would not be doing that. Does it work for other products? There are all kinds of people that are doing lead magnet kind of things. There are bazillions of people who are doing webinars. This stuff all works in almost all cases. If the offer is desirable, people who sign up for things often know other people. Now, Stephen, you did say average people don't share stuff with friends, which looks spammy. If it looks spammy, you're absolutely correct. Nobody is going to share that with somebody else. I don't think Amy Porterfield's stuff looks spammy. If you think it does, then that's your choice of deciding which direction you think that goes. I think it looks good. I think she knows what she's doing, and she has crafted and tested and done all the right things to come up with the right message for her audience. Let me go address this. Let me see if I can get to it really fast. because I know I have this slide. This one. The people at... Come on. I know what's happening right now in the background is that slide has been archived to the cloud, and I'm waiting for it to show up. I've realized just recently what's happening is that some of my slides are getting put up to the cloud, and then what happens is that they have to be re-downloaded, and so they don't appear right away, and that's the struggle. All right, but anyway, in a study that was done by Referral Sasquatch, company that does referrals, this kind of stuff, their stat showed that 14% of people will share an offer. Now, Stephen, you said average people don't share stuff with friends. You added with spam that looks spammy, and I agree. You're less likely to share, but they found 14% of the people will share something on average. 14% is better than nothing. Now, what you need to do, and what I teach in Thank You Page Magic, is to, instead of just leaving it to risk, is that you dangle an offer in front of them and you say, hey, by the way, if you share this and 2 people opt in, I'm going to give you this bonus thing that nobody else has access to, or blah, whatever your wording is. Find and create an offer that is irresistible. And if you've seen my webinar, the next slide in that process, which is not going to come up either, shows you that my stats in my campaigns, I'm getting 30% sharing. 30% of the people that opt into my campaigns are sharing with friends, neighbors, and whatever. Is it 100%? No. Would I like it to be higher? Heck yes. Am I learning ways to make it grow, to make that number be higher? Absolutely. And I'm sharing those with the people that come join me. But if you're not even asking, that's 14%, the manual way, so to speak. 14% that are sharing, and if those people can bring in a friend, that's 14%, and okay, let's say it's 20% of those. So that's 3 or 4% growth simply by asking. And if you tell me you don't want 4 to 6 or 10% growth simply by making an ask, then I say, okay, go find some better way. Put your money in something else. But this is just a simple manual ask that's bringing in additional leads to your business. If you want a 5%, 4%, if you don't want growth, go do something else. If you can find a better way of doing it, great. But the strategies that I'm sharing are going to help you get better results than that, especially if you add an offer. And again, I've shown you, told you before, slides didn't work, but people who are referred are vastly more likely to buy, opt in, share with others. They're a more engaged audience than you can get in on regular Facebook ads or whatever other methodology you're using. Those stats are out there. I'm not making this stuff up. They're out there on the web. That's where I got them. Studies have shown that over and over. So if you are welcome, maybe this might sound a little negative. If you want to keep doing what you've been doing and struggling, that's okay. But if you want to add highly targeted leads, people who are very interested because of that referral ask, then stick with me and I'll share you how to make that happen. Is it going to be magic? Well, I hope so. I use the word magic because I think it is very different than what you've seen before. Amy Porterfield's proof. She wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't helping her grow her business. Stu McLaren recently did it. And I have a case study on that. You want access to that, you got to come inside the membership to get that. In fact, I was involved in creating that. I am one of the featured speakers in that particular thing that Stu did, and he used UpViral to do it. He automated the entire process. And I can tell you, and I wish I'd kept some screen grabs, but I don't think I did, people in his world were talking about it because the offer was so exciting that they were sharing it and saying, hey, have you earned this yet? Have you gotten access to Stu's bonus yet? It's amazing. It's all about the offer. I've told you that before. So, do I know it works? Yes. Do I know big name people are starting to do it? Absolutely. And in fact, as I said before, Stu McLaren has asked me to do a presentation to his community. That's coming hopefully soon. If they didn't think this was valuable, they wouldn't be sharing it. They wouldn't be doing it. Is it 10,000 extra leads? Is it 10%, 20% for them? I don't know. But I do know they're using it. They're telling people that it works by doing it. Is it going to work in every industry? If you put the right offer in front of people, it will work. I guarantee it. There is plenty of evidence that says if you put the right offer in front of people, they will tell others about it. Is it going to be one for one? No. But I can also tell you that in my mastermind, AJ, this one example that I talk about all the time, was getting 7 referrals for every lead in his last campaign that we did together in my mastermind. Every one person that he brought in was referring, on average, 7 others. It started out at 17. When we first looked at the numbers, when the campaign first launched, every person that came in, and it was a small audience size, but it was 17 referrals for every person that came in. Your mileage will vary, of course, you know how that goes. But even if you get 10% more leads, who doesn't want 10% more leads? Because it compounds, right? Your first 10% will bring in another 10%, another 10%, and it keeps just growing. And they're free leads. It's the other thing, Stephen. They're free. You pay for Betty Lou on the front end, but when she invites Paula, that's free to you. That Paula lead is absolutely free to you. If you go back and look at my stats, and if my slides to work, I'd show you. My average in the days when I was doing just purely contests was 43% free leads. Does that happen on lead magnets? No, but if you get the right offer, it will. I wish I knew what Stu's numbers were, but that lead magnet that he was doing was resonating with people and they were talking about it. All comes back to the dangling the right offer. I can tell you right now, some of my offers are not resonating. My leads are not sharing with others. But I'm learning. I'm finding out what works and what doesn't work, which is what you should be doing as marketers. So I still see quite a few people are here. Thank you. Hopefully, Stephen, you don't think I'm beating you up. Stephen says, point taken. Thank you for posting. I still think people share entertainment over freebies. Well, yes. I'm not arguing that's not true. My buyers crave instant gratification and most use WhatsApp and Messenger over email. Just my use case. Thanks for clarifying. Well, let's talk about that. Oopsie. Yeah, I didn't want to close that. That was my picture. That's not what I want either. See what happens when you unlock things? Lock it, Mitch, lock it. And you are exactly right, Stephen. Here's the point. If you're using WhatsApp and Messenger over email, that is freaking awesome. That doesn't mean these things don't work for you. You can absolutely use these tools inside Facebook and Messenger and WhatsApp. You can limit yourself to that. I still highly advise that you grab their email address. Let's go back to the question. When you register for Facebook Messenger or Facebook or WhatsApp, now WhatsApp may be different, they are collecting one piece of information. And I'm smiling because I know the answer. Okay, WhatsApp probably collects your phone number, right? But there is one piece of identifying information that the vast majority of these pieces, social media tools like Instagram, Facebook, will either gather a phone number or an email address. Once they have that, right? And Facebook is kind of optional. You can go either direction. But they send you messages via email. They still want your email address because they want to be able to get access to you. And by the way, I want to go back to your comment before I forget, Stephen. You said in the age of TikTok, most people don't click through several pages or take surveys. They may not take surveys. I don't take surveys. But people absolutely do multiple click-throughs. Instagram is the perfect example. How many times on Instagram have you seen click on bio link? Click on the link in my bio. That bio link takes them typically to something like Linktree, which lists 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever other additional links. Because Instagram has trained people to do stuff like that. And people will click multiple places to get to their final destination. It drives me crazy. I said the exact same thing as you, Stephen. I said people won't do that. And yet I can guarantee you my young people in this household do it all the time. If the offer is good enough, people will do it. Is it the same as viral videos? Hey, have you seen this stupid viral video? No, it's not. Because we're talking about business resources. We're talking about things that actually help people versus, hey, this is funny or cute or whatever. And yes, there are tons of people that are on TikTok right now saying that TikTok is so much better place to grow your business than every place else. I get that. I'm still working in the world of email because email is the #1 resource on the planet for communication. Anybody tries to tell you differently, they're wrong. Email gets 40 times more sales than any other social media on the planet. Let me say that again. If my slides were, I would put it up. 40 times more sales come through emails than any other social platform or anything else. 40 times. Email is not dead. That's a recent stat, by the way. Try to get some resonance on Facebook with getting your message out there, and you may get, if you're lucky, 1% people seeing your message. You can get anywhere from even a 10% open rate, which on email typically sucks, to 40, 50, 80% open rates. It's a hell of a lot better than any social media is doing. People know how to do email. People do share entertainment before they share freebies. Absolutely. But again, if you make the right offer, Stu's example to me resonated because those people that saw his offer absolutely were willing to refer other people to get it. I saw it myself. It's all about the offer. Now, I'll tell you one more example, Stephen, and I know you've heard this before because I have talked about it before. My mastermind, my Movers Mastermind, where we meet twice a week. If you want questions, we talk about it. We have recently created some amazing campaigns. I don't have it. Anyway. AJ's campaign, who was talking to sorority sisters in the Black community, when we looked at his data, you're going to be shocked by this. I was shocked by this. When we looked at the data, the Black women in these sororities from ages 17, 18 to 22, 24, that early adult range, you suspect would be on Facebook, Twitter, Messenger, those other things. They were sharing via email because UpViral gives us these statistics 3 times more than everything else. They were using email over social media. They had all of those social media opportunities, and they were doing email 3 times more. And in that particular campaign, AJ got 3 referrals for every lead that came in on the front end because his offer was attractive to those people. They were dying for that offer. He got 1,200, 1,500 leads on that campaign. Am I saying it's the only thing? No. Email still is number 1. In your particular community, maybe Facebook and Messenger or Facebook and Messenger and WhatsApp are critical, but that doesn't mean you can't use these tools. UpViral has the ability to share via Messenger. UpViral has the ability to share via WhatsApp. You can collect points. You can incentivize your community to share in those worlds. It still collects email, but everybody in that world has email. You can absolutely still ask for the referral. Can I get an amen? I feel like I'm preaching. And those are absolutely phenomenal questions, Stephen. Thank you for making the time to type those in and to ask those questions, because I know it's on the mind of many people. Oh, well, this isn't going to work for my business. Doesn't work for every business. You're absolutely right. But if you sit down and look at it, the concept of asking for the referral, even at the time of the opt-in, the first touch, maybe doesn't work. But when you continue to ask people in your email sequence or in your messenger sequence to share with others, and you incentivize them by giving them points in a contest or to earn free things, whatever your particular business is, they are going to be more likely to share it because you're dangling the right offer in front of them, and you let tools like UpViral track how many people get referred. Bingo bango, your world gets better. Has to. Where do people fail? They try it one time and then they quit. They fail because they stop trying. They fail because they stop trying. Again, this one works for some reason. My new membership is at thinkapagemagicom/MitchMagic. I'm going to try that QR code. Where's my phone? My phone didn't make it into the room. Oh, there it is. I was in such a rush after this morning's fiasco. I'm going to open my smartphone. I'm going to point it at the screen with the Photos app, the camera app. I'm going to tap on the QR code and it works. So if you use your phone for that, you are going to get right to there. Would love to have you involved. Again, you're locking in at $27 per month. Incredibly low price for the amount of knowledge I'm going to be sharing and the things that we can do together to build out your business. And the key thing to that, Stephen, is I'm not just handing you training. I'm answering your questions live. I am customizing everything based on your particular needs. Stephen says, I agree people will click half a dozen times to buy something not so sure for sharing or freebies. Guess what? You need to try it. I'm working mostly 3D world in the Philippines. Second and third level customers not rich. No way 40% use email. For sure, social sharing is king on mobile. Okay. And I would be, by the way, absolutely love to learn more about what's going on in the third world. And I said 3D, I think you mean third world. 3D world. Which one is it? My point still is that even if they're not using email, and you find that out based on, you obviously know your customers, there's still ways of using these tools. Maybe UpViral isn't the right one. Shh! I wouldn't be able to say that in the Copilot show before. But I'm absolutely willing to try other tools. I have tried almost all the other big tools on the planet. It's not about the tool here. It's about the process, the thank you page magic foundation, the concepts that we've just talked about apply regardless of what tools. And if I haven't convinced you yet, I'll say it again, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Marketing studies have shown that people who are referred are 4 times more likely to buy. What more do you need to know? On average, the studies I've looked at are between 25 and 35%. People who are referred spend their lifetime value as a customer to you is 25 to 35%, depending upon which study. So let's round down and say 25%. They spend 25% more money because of the referral, simply because somebody said, this is something valuable you should look into. They feel more trusting of you, Stephen, because Betty told Paula. Paula says, oh, well, Betty thinks this is good. I'm coming to see what Stephen is doing. They spend 25% more money with your business than somebody you go pay money for on Twitter ads. Why aren't you doing this? Even if that's double, even if it's wrong by double, what if it's only 13%? If they're spending 13% more money per customer, hello? What are you waiting for? These numbers are not I didn't make them up. They're out there in the world. You can go look them up. I'm simply sharing them with you. I'll go back to my Fuji camera guy, Fujifilm USA. When I was working with them, and I ran 3 campaigns for them, brought in 27,000 new leads for them. The USA marketing manager told me, Mitch, if you get me more leads, I will convert 2 to 3% of them to buyers, because they're on my email list. 2 to 3%. Oh, people are going, oh, I don't care. 2 to 3%. I don't care about that. I want the big numbers, Mitch. I want the viral numbers. That was probably pretty loud. I got loud. Sorry. 27,000 leads at a 2% conversion. I think I actually calculated it at 1%. I bring up my slides, but they're not working. I calculated $150,000 in new sales from those 27,000 leads, and he paid me less than $10,000 to get those. So 25 for 33 cents a lead, or whatever we calculated. Additional $150,000 in sales simply by referring people. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that in those 3 campaigns, our referral rate was about 40%. Yes, those were contests, but so of the 25,000 leads I gave him, I think 13,000 of them were free leads. He just kept paying me money, saying, Mitch, you're bringing me good leads. I'll convert 3% of them, 2%, 1%, whatever. It's not about necessarily the big numbers. It's about growth. It's about adding people who are highly interested in buying from you. All right. Anything else, Stephen, or anybody else you want to talk about? No way 40% use email. Fine. Use what they're using. There are ways of using UpViral inside of Messenger. Our good friend Guy Smith over in the UpViral group does it all the time. I just haven't spent the time to learn Messenger tricks. All right. Anything else anybody wants to say? I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Steven says, I think UpViral and contests still work great for lead gen. The only difference is a telephone number over an email. Good. We are in total agreement. That's why you keep coming back. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Steven. Anybody else have anything else they want to say? Type in a Q really fast and just hit go. Happy to have you here. I appreciate you for being here. Again, the quick sign up if you're interested is thankyoupagemagic.com/MitchMagic, and we will get you into the membership for a tawdry $27 a month. The value is going to be insane each and every month. Well worth $27, and that is locked in for the life as long as you stay a paying member. The pricing will be going up in the future. All right. Stephen and everybody else, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. We will be here tomorrow. Bradley and I will be here the same time, same place tomorrow. And next week is the first week of the month, so there will be a presentation, and I didn't bother to write down before I got here what next week is. I've scheduled it. Know what I'm going to talk about, but I didn't bring it. So anyway, I will see you next week. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, each and every one of you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I will get back to you. And I will see you tomorrow.